Okay. All right. Look, I don't care what anyone says. For Gervonta to just out of the blue send an X post to Inoue, shouting him out and telling him good luck or whatever, to do that in public, he's building excitement for a possible Gervonta Tank Davis versus Inoue fight. I don't care what anyone says, all right? And Inoue responds back and he shows his appreciation. Both of them definitely respect each other. They respect each other's fighting game, and they've both expressed that, and that's great, all right? And I think that'll be a dynamic matchup. Don't forget, I'm one of the first ones to make like a real video on this. Remember, this was before Gervonta took on Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia and Inoue took on Fulton. Y'all remember this? So it's 2027. Gervonta Tank Davis has already knocked out Ryan Garcia. It's 2027. Gervonta Tank Davis, pound for pound, best fighter in the world. Or is he? Because there's been a fighter by the name of Inoue, who 4 years prior knocked out Stephen Fulton, becoming champion at different weight classes, jumping up these weight classes. And though Gervonta Tank Davis is pound for pound the best fighter in the world, it's Inoue who becomes fighter of the decade. And people were calling me crazy because, I mean, I just saw how this could be an impactful fight, and hopefully it can happen closer to their primes than Mayweather and Pacquiao. All right, so I see that as this generation's Mayweather versus Pacquiao, and it's so funny when you think of the weight divisions. It's even kind of similar with Inoue. In order to take on Gervonta Tank Davis, he have to go up 7 weight classes in all. I mean, he started in scab booger weight, right? He started like at 108 or something like that. Now he's at super bantam, so then he'll have to go up, to featherweight, and so he'll be 3. He's 3 divisions away from Gervonta Tank Davis. Whereas Gervonta Tank Davis, he's only fought at 2 weight divisions, really. He had like a quick stop against Mario Barrios at 140, and he said that he's not going to do that again. He said that, really 140 was too big. All right. And a lot of Gervonta Tank Davis fanboys are echoing that. And I'm starting to concede to that Gervonta won't be moving up to 140, though I wanted him to. I just don't see him doing it anymore. Okay. So I'm going to stop pushing for that. So Gervonta is going to stay at 135, it seems, as of right now, but we'll see. And here's my take on it. Gervonta may have to just wait around for Inoue to have the big fights, or to have his big, fight that kind of solidifies his career as an all-time great fighter. I do think he has a pretty good resume. All right, the Ryan Garcias, the Pitbull Cruz, Rolly Romero, Leo Santa Cruz, Mario Barrios. I like who he's fought thus far, but he hasn't had that, that big fight. I mean, Ryan Garcia's his biggest fight, but with the clauses and stuff like that, there's a bit of an asterisk next to it. Just like Ryan Garcia win over Devin Haney, which is now no contest. There's an asterisk there. So people want to, there's people who give him credit for that fight, and there's people who don't. So I think he needs that big time. This is the fight, maybe a trilogy or something like that, and it looked like it's shaping up to be Inoue. The issue is Inoue has stuff that he can wait on. If Inoue wants to go up 3 more weight classes after already jumping up 4 weight classes, Inoue is going to have to do it in a smart way. Okay, he's going to have to kind of take his time. All right, he's already been undisputed in 2 different weight classes in the 4-belt era, so I think he's only one of 3 to do that. So it's Terrence Crawford, Alexander Usyk, Naoya Inoue, as far as the men fighters. So Inoue would have to go up 3 more weight classes, but he has fights that people are demanding for that he shouldn't move away from, not just yet. You got Junto Nakatani, who's at bantamweight. He's 1 division away from Inoue, and people are already hyping up that possible fight, saying that fight could be in Vegas. Junto Nakatani versus Naoya Inoue at super bantam. So that there's people who's really craving that fight and thirsting for that fight. Also, people think that the big fight may not be Inoue versus Tank, but Inoue versus Bam Rodriguez instead. Bam Rodriguez is that super flyweight. He's only 2 divisions away from Inoue his damn self. Okay, so people would love to see that matchup, Inoue versus Bam Rodriguez. So Inoue has things to do. He has to take on a Junto Nakatani that people demand for, and he may not want to move too far away from Bam Rodriguez before he start going up and marching up to take on Gervonta Tank Davis. I'm not sure what Tank would do in the meantime, in between time. We know that he's no longer going to be able to fight the Devin Haney's, the Teofimo Lopez's, and the Ryan Garcia for the rematch, because now they're fighting at 147. And even I think, I barely think Tank will move up to 140, let alone 147. I just don't see that happening. So I think those fights are no longer a possibility. So what's left is Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis. And I don't think that those are possibilities, really. Shakur Stevenson is with Riyadh season now. Shakur Stevenson is actually talking about going up to 140. And he even called out Teofimo Lopez, said that he'll fight him on the Porter Way podcast. He said that to Andy.
Somebody brought up Teo. I never even thought about that for you.
I would fight Teo.
Oh, you would fight Teo?
Yeah, Teo the one that say he won't fight me.
What would you fight Teo? Any weight?
At 140.
Everybody, okay. So everybody talking weights now. So you'll fight Teofimo Lopez?
I wouldn't go to 47, but 40, yeah.
Okay. So Shakur Stevenson, one, he's a big kid and he's going to eventually move up. But number 2, he's with Riyadh season. And Gervonta Tank Davis, he said himself, going over there is D-Rod. And he's asking for $100 million and stuff like that, $150 million.
Tell them boys to give me 150 M's. I'm coming. You know what I mean? When I start streaming out that, niggas start talking that, stop it, knock it off, cuz.
So I don't know if that's a real possibility because of how Tank feels about Riyadh season, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. Number 2, you have the Keyshawn Davis fight. Now, one, Keyshawn Davis is on the other side of the street. He's with Top Rank. In order to make that fight happen, I think that would take a while, and it'd take a lot of navigating and a lot of negotiating. And Keyshawn Davis also is a big kid. I've met Keyshawn in person, and that's a big kid, bro. Seriously. I mean, really, he really should. When he knocked out Lemos, it's because he's strong. He's a big kid, bro. He's a big athlete. So I can see Keyshawn Davis also moving up. I'm not sure if they can make that fight while Keyshawn Davis is comfortable at 135. I think he will soon be growing out of 135. The thing that you could criticize Gervonta Tank Davis on, though, is that he did fight at junior welter before against Mario Barrios. And that was 3-4 years ago. What's that, like 4 years ago? He fought, what, Mario Barrios was in 2021, it's 2025 now. Was it 2021? Please let me know in the comments. And it's like only Gervonta Tank Davis is the only person who's actually shrinking as he gets older. There's people, usually when you get older, you move up naturally. You just kind of get big. He's actually shrinking. He's 139 now, right? In preparation. I think he may be on weight. He may be 136, 137 now for his fight against Lamont Roach. So Gervonta isn't actually, his maturation process is kind of different. He's like Benjamin Button. He's not going up the older he gets. So I think he's really going to be at lightweight. And a lot of you Gervonta Tank Davis fanboys were trying to tell me that for a long time. And now I believe you. I'm convinced. He can't move up to 140. And he won't be going to 147. So I'm not sure. And I would love to know what you all think in the comments below. I'm not sure what he's going to actually do. Lomachenko, I think he's going to retire. So I mean, he has to really, I think some egos have to like kind of subside a little bit so he can try to make the Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis's fights as early as possible. Maybe he can get those guys out the way because I think he beat Shakur and I think he'll beat Keyshawn Davis. I just think that'd be a hard-ass fight. But I think if you get those fights out of the way, and in the meantime, in between time, Inoue could be knocking out his ops and moving up, then we can have Gervonta versus Inoue. I want to say this too. At 1 o'clock in a few hours, 1 o'clock in the morning, I will be calling the Naoya Inoue fight on ESPN Plus. I'll be calling that at 1 in the morning. I love watching his fights and I love calling them live. So if I know the War Room, you guys are crazy. In this community, you guys will be up. I'm just going to let y'all know that's at 1 o'clock in the morning. I will also be calling the Pacheco fight this weekend, this Saturday, and it's going to be on the DAZN War Room. We in the DAZN War Room. don't forget, the DAZN has a 30% off deal for you to subscribe, because these fights are subscription based. There's going to be some great fights that's subscription based, like the Clarissa Shields fight, stuff like that. So you guys, 30% off. Make sure you go to DAZN.com/showbiz. Make sure you subscribe to the DAZN, because a lot of fights are happening on the DAZN now with Riyadh season. We're going to find out season. They're really boxing is going to be in 2 places only now, with Top Rank leaving ESPN. You're going to have DAZN and Amazon Prime. And I know you guys watch Amazon Prime for movies and stuff like that. That's what PBC have a thing. And then DAZN, if you just want to watch just boxing, have a boxing network, DAZN is really providing that. So you guys make sure you subscribe to DAZN. And right now it's a great time to do it with 30% off. ShowBizz, but don't let me know how you feel in the comments below, though. And what I'm saying, this may be an unpopular opinion, but Gervonta Tank Davis going to stay at 135. I don't see him moving up. And I'm not sure how many ops he's going to have there, and what can he do in order to, continue to build a resume, or even put on a great resume, since he's a great talent, as he waits for Naoya Inoue to make his way to lightweight. I'm out.